Yes guys, how's it going? Welcome back to a new video. Hope you guys have all had a great Friday. I'm looking forward to the weekend and look forward to watching Newcastle taking on Crystal Palace tomorrow at 5:30 down at the Selhurst Stadium. That's why I have a bit of a different background today. I'm currently at Peterborough service station. I am heading down to London for the game tomorrow. I'm actually staying over at a friend's house tonight at the game tomorrow. So if you're not subscribed, be sure to hit that big red button. Do not miss on all the content tomorrow, the pre-match, the post-match, the vlog, and hopefully it can be a win for Newcastle United. Now I'm going to be honest, I've been to Selhurst Park a fair few times now and I'm still yet to see us win. So I'm hoping that will change tomorrow. We'll get into all of the usual preview stuff, the lineups, the predictions. Eddie Howe did his press conference earlier today, so we've got plenty to talk through on that. And the big news really, Chris Wood has now officially left Newcastle United. He has head out on loan to Nottingham Forest as of earlier today. We'll talk a little bit about him in this video as well, because Eddie Howe had a few things to say on that. Now, you know, Eddie Howe also spoke on the potential of players coming in this window as well. Fabrizio Romano has been tweeting out on the fact that Newcastle have allegedly placed an 18 million pound bid for the Brazilian youngster from Flamengo, Matheus França. Understood to be a young, exciting talent, similar, I would say, to someone like Diaby, someone who can play across the front three positions. And I think it's a good move. You look at some of the big teams, they don't have three strikers ready to go. A lot of them will have two, like we do, Isak and Wilson. And then the third is normally someone who's a little bit more versatile, can play here, can play there. That's not really something we found with Chris Wood. And Eddie Howe himself has said that he believes it would be extremely dangerous to let someone like Chris Wood go and to not replace them. So there's quite a lot of exciting things from Eddie Howe's press conference. There's quite a lot of good things being said in terms of if Chris Wood is going to go, we are going to find somebody to come in as well. And I will take the chance actually to say, big up Chris Wood. I know he's got stick, and I know now that he's gone, it's easy to say, oh, well, I always liked Chris Wood, because, at times he wasn't great. But he came in, he kept us up, he helped us get Burnley relegated, like he did what we asked him to do, and he's now, turned around and gone, okay, I want to go and play first team football, which is big. He could have sat on the bench and filled out his time here, but he's gone, no, I want to go and play. Big up Chris Wood for doing that. And I tell you what, it's a good bit of business as well. We paid 25 million for him. He comes in, we stay up, he does his job, then we send him on loan. So we're getting a loan fee, and then at the end of the season, they're buying him for 15 million. And that's for someone who's at the end of his career, really, over 30 years old. So in terms of Chris Wood going, even if we didn't replace him, I think it's good. We've kind of got some good money back for him. And now we turn our attention to some of these players that we are being linked with. As I say, França is the one that's understood to have had a bid go in for, which is exciting. The other one that's doing the realms is Anthony Gordon, who I'm not the biggest fan of. I don't think many Newcastle fans are. But look, in terms of that mould of a player that Eddie Howe wants, he is still young. He is playing in the Premier League, and he will run hard. And I think that's something that Eddie Howe really does prioritise, somebody who will work their socks off. And I think he is somebody who will do that. Now, let's concentrate on the Palace game tomorrow. We'll talk a little bit about Palace. Currently sat 12th in the Premier League right now. And as I've said, in terms of me personally, I don't have a great record for them. I don't have a great record against them down at Selhurst Park, and that's because they're normally pretty solid at home. Generally speaking, like Patrick Vieira's got them working quite well, especially at home. Now, having said that, and we saw it actually with a 1-1 draw against Manchester United on Wednesday night, which I think was a good point. To be honest, they deserved it. I wouldn't necessarily say Manchester United were the better team there. I thought Palace really deserved something from that game, and well done to them for going and getting the point. On the flip side, They did lose 4-0 against Spurs at home not too long ago as well. So I think they're definitely there to be got at. And, you know, with Newcastle, if we can start up the way, you know, the Fulham game was a little bit flat. If we can start up the game like we did against Leicester, even Leicester away, and get it going, I think we've got a really good chance today. The player that we want to keep quiet is Zaha. He's the main man. He has been for a few years now. He is their top goal scorer this season as well, with 6 goals at the moment. So they're not prolific in front of goal right now. But he's the man that we really need to try and keep an eye on. And as I've said, I think they will give us a good game. It's on telly, it's 5:30. Everybody's watching. I'm hoping we can go down there though, and as I say, try and take a win. In terms of Eddie Howe and his press conference, some good news not away from transfers is that Bruno Guimaraes is set to act well. So Eddie Howe said that he's pretty much fine, that he's up and running again, he's training again, as a very noisy motorbike goes by. He's up and running again, he's training again, and it's reported that Bruno is in fact travelling with the side to Crystal Palace for this game. Now we'll come on to lineups in a moment, so you'll have to let me know your thoughts down below. Do you think that Bruno will play in this game? I'd imagine he'll leave him out and then play him in the game against Southampton. But we'll come on to that very shortly. In terms of other things that Eddie Howe had to talk about, he mentioned Isak. Interestingly, was actually talking about Isak and his positioning, saying that he is a striker, but that he can play in other positions as well. And I actually do wonder if that's Eddie Howe maybe giving a slight hint that could we see Isak and Wilson both starting together in this game. So yeah, it was pretty positive, to be honest. I think there's great news on Bruno. It's great to hear that Isak is kind of hopefully going to be stepping into a role in this first team very, very soon. And then obviously the transfer stuff. For me, I think it's a good deal. I pray that we will still have some work to do this window and that we can bring in, to be honest, a midfielder, a winger, a striker, more players for the depth of this squad. But generally speaking, if you're getting offered a decent fee for someone who's over 30, kind of done his job here now, I think it's a good time for him to go. And I wish him all the best. Now, in terms of lineups, if we're real, it's probably going to be what we go for every week. I have gone with Pope, Trippier, Shaw, Botman, Burn. The 3 centre midfielders, I believe, will be Willock, Longstaff, Joe Linton. Obviously, Bruno's not fit, and that's the end of our midfielders. Shelvey is also not fit. I don't think Anderson will play, and that's why we talk about this January window. I think midfield is a place that we really should be strengthening. To go in for the rest of this season with those 3 isn't enough, and it's great to hear that Bruno's injury is going to be a quick one and that he'll be back very soon, but you just think we're one injury away from having no substitute centre midfielders. So I'm really hoping that's a position that we can still strengthen this window. And then up front, it's going to be Miggy. Miggy is nailed on. Hope he gets a goal tomorrow. And I'm going to go Callum Wilson up front with Isak on the left. Now, as I've mentioned, because Bruno's not there, Joe Linton is the man who has been playing on that left-hand side. Well, he's going to have to play in the middle. So then you look at who's next. Really, it's Maxi or Isak for me. After that, you're looking at Murphy. Could he ask Murphy to do a job there? Maybe. In fairness, when Isak was playing before he got injured, he was actually playing right wing against Liverpool. So there is certainly some manoeuvrability around those kind of front places. And I understand that if Eddie Howe wants to really play Isak in his proper position, which is centre forward, but I just feel like when you've got the ability of Wilson and Isak, we've got to find a way to play these 2 together. And I think really the only way to do it would be to have Isak coming in from the left-hand side. So that's the lineup that I've gone with. You let me know your thoughts on my lineup down below and what would you change about it. I imagine if you were going to change anything, it would either be A, the hope that Bruno might play if he is fit, or B, that left wing position. I don't think there's too much other discussion around on the pitch. And is that because we don't have the depth? So we can't even have that discussion because we haven't got the players for it. So let me know your thoughts on the lineups down below. In terms of a prediction, as I've mentioned, I'm hoping I change my Selhurst Park curse into a positive tomorrow. I'm going to go 1-0 Newcastle. I want Nick Pope to continue his, is it 11 hours without conceding a goal in the Premier League now? I mean, wow. I want to continue that tomorrow, and I want to try and see us pull off a win. Get Isak a goal. 1-0 Isak. Alright guys, thanks for watching as always. Drop a like, and as I've mentioned, subscribe if you guys haven't already. I'm hoping to have loads of videos tomorrow. No doubt I'll be probably starting early, and then the game's quite late, so it should be a fun day. Not too far to drive now from Peterborough down, and the service is cracking here, by the way, to get down to London, as I've said, stay to friends and get cracking tomorrow. And I'm hoping it'll be a great day. I'm just hoping we come out with a win at the end as well. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Enjoy your weekend. Let me know what you're doing for the game. You're at the pub, you're watching it in the house. It is on Sky Sports. And have a good one. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.